I am really angry right now, and I got a story to tell you about this inspection. You guys know me. When these soft inspectors write these soft reports for pre-listing in order for sellers to pressure people to waive their inspections, I call that fraud. All right, you guys remember that video of that house falling down that embankment with the major structural damage to the foundation? The house that had a pre-inspection by an inspector who said it just was minor cracks due to vegetation. Guess where I'm at right now? I'm at an inspection with the same realtor who's standing right here, who will remain unnamed this time. He's holding a report, a pre-listing report from that same inspector, and here we are again. So check this out. So here we are, we're looking at this report that is in my hand from that same inspector, and there is not a single mention of any structural anything in this house. And we come in, and what do we see? We see a crack in this wall coming all the way down to this window, and it comes all the way down, and now it turns into a step crack with displacement. Look how significant that is. Now, this isn't a major structural concern yet, but it definitely could be. Now, the bigger issue that's happening right now is that this is an inspector in this area, I'm in Binghamton, New York, that routinely does these pre-listing inspections telling everybody everything's fine. And then we come in and we find that everything is not fine. And that kind of bothers me, and I'm going to keep going on this inspection, and we'll see what else we find that isn't in his report. So as we go, I'm finding more and more. You're going to see that some of these cracks are generally minor things, but let me show you. You see these cracks at the corners of door frames. When they go up diagonally, they're usually not a big concern. But if you notice this one, that one runs across this wall. And you can see it's actually deflecting the drywall across that section right there. So when you see the crack going this direction and then up, and then if we go over to this side of the wall, you'll see that on the other side of the house, it mirrors. So this is on this side of the wall, and that's directly across from it. So these cracks are actually related. You come over here, you're going to see the same thing under this window, another crack. None of this in the inspection, the pre-listing inspection report. None of it. This house has definitely had some significant structural movement. It's definitely had some settlement. Do I think that it's going to collapse and it's a big, giant, major catastrophe? No, not yet. I haven't been in the basement yet. But what I can tell you is this is significant enough. These are reportable deficiencies that my clients have a right to know about. And if they had waived their inspection and trusted this pre-listing report, they'd have been screwed. Look at this step crack in the drywall. It runs all the way to this door frame. And this crack right here runs down significantly. I don't know, guys. You think this is an issue? That entire vanity is not secured or stable. What did you say?
It's a low pressure observed at first floor whirlpool tub. Function remains adequate.
Function remains adequate. Great. All right, let's check that out. There you go. There's your adequate function. Up here on the ceiling, what do we have? We have a patch that runs all the way across this ceiling. But guess what? The patch is re-cracked. That means we have continued structural movement. And that runs all the way across this ceiling, all the way to this side. Listen, guys, this is the kind of stuff that actually really pisses me off. I had to walk outside right now just to kind of take a breather because I think I'm freaking out my clients. But I'm seeing so much stuff that is not in the pre-listing report, and now I'm angry. So to be honest, I think I'm going to actually call this inspector, and I'm going to shoot across the bow and let him know that I'm on the verge of actually outing him and exposing his name on social media. So what do we have up here? Asbestos. Let me show you. We have friable asbestos. In very bad shape. We have friable asbestos here, right above a refrigerator. That's always good. Now, 3 guesses. You think this was in that pre-listing report? Go ahead.
Before you said, hold on, I'm just going to go through the report to make sure because it's...
The previous inspector had a question, is there asbestos in the structure? If yes, state the location, and it was answered no. and we have found asbestos at the location.
I'm so mad right now because almost everything that I found in this inspection right now was not listed in that pre-listing inspection. I even told the sellers right now that they need to go back to that guy and ask for their money back. He said, I'm not going to do that, but he goes, I appreciate the feedback. And to know that there's an inspector in my area who's running around doing pre-listing inspections so that the sellers can pressure people into waiving their inspections, my clients told me that. They said these guys weren't going to let us do our own inspection. And then he looked at our Facebook, found that we were decent people, and he agreed to do it. Imagine that these people almost had to make the biggest decision of their life based upon a fraudulent pre-listing home inspection report by an awful home inspector. So tonight, I'm calling this inspector, and I'm going to let him know that this is the last chance. And the next time I come across one of these, I'm outing him on social media.